Hey, what's going on, people? It's your man Joshua Pondexter. All is well. It's Wednesday, 12 noon Central Standard Time. We decided to come to you live via YouTube and where am I? LinkedIn. Hey, LinkedIn, what's up? All right. So today's topic: investor invest versus investing. Right. So they sound like the same. They have similar definition as far as Webster is concerned. But when we look at the internal revenue treatment of it, it's worlds apart, right? To be investing or be an investor, right? Yeah. Okay. You look at those words up, they're going to mean about the same thing, right? So once again, this is your man Joshua Pondexter. Grassroots financial advisor, financial literacy educator. We're doing it all from the grassroots. We come to not promote anyone's products or services, but just to educate. Get you thinking about these things, right? How to change your dynamics. Change your dynamics first, and then look at changing the dynamics of your family, your community, your friends. Change yours first, right? Simple changes done daily can stack up and make an incredible life, right? Absolutely. So without further ado, we've been at it early. So let's go ahead and give you what we came to give you. We're going to start at the conclusion, right? So once again, investor versus investing, right? Knowing the difference will change your destiny, right? Knowing the difference. So we'll look at those words, and if you see any difference in the meaning, let me know. I don't think there's too much difference in the meaning, but when we look at how the internal revenue treats one, there is a world of difference, right? A world of difference. Investor. An investor is a person who allocates financial capital with the expectation of a future return or to gain an advantage, right? That's why you're investing. You want to have an advantage in your financial life. You're looking for a return. Through this allocated capital, most of the time the investor purchases some species of property, right? The species, whether that's real estate, whether that's a business, right? You're investing, you're a business investor, or is that in the market, right? So we have stock exchanges in America, the American Stock Exchange, the NICO, these other stock exchanges. You could be an international investor, right? So, hey, that's what an investor, definition of an investor. Let's look at the definition of investing. Expend money with the expectation of achieving a profit or material results by putting it into financial plans, shares, or properties, or by using it to develop a commercial venture. Investing, right? So this pretty much saying the same thing, right? But now there's a big difference when it comes to the Internal Revenue Service and how they will treat you, right? I don't know if you know, there's like 7,000 pages to the Internal Revenue Code. It said that 100 of those pages, is for, the W-2 worker. So that leaves 6,900, well, 6,980, 9,800, right, pages left for the investor and the business owner, right? So it's okay. I'm investing. I'm an investor. That's all fine and dandy. but we want to know, what does the Internal Revenue say about this, right? So if you're a real estate investor, right, a person must spend at least 750 hours per year managing their rental portfolio. This must be their primary occupation. In other words, you must spend more hours managing your rental portfolio than you do on any other occupation. So, so boom, that's a caveat there. That's one of the requirements that you must meet. Say, oh, I'm a real estate investor, but you're working down there at the Five and Dime for 50 hours a week. You can't do it. 750 hours, it turns out to be about 14.5 hours a week, right? Not a lot of time. And if you have a real estate portfolio, you need to be managing that, right? So that's the problem. So I have had clients who worked, married couples, both of them working full-time jobs. They have 10 plus pieces of property. So they do have a real estate portfolio. And then they want to know, Joshua, why I cannot get all of my deductions? Why can I not claim all of my expenses? Because you don't meet the 750-hour requirements. It's not your main occupation. So you're capped at about $12,500, $13,000 of deduction, where you are actually having 20 grand, 30 grand of expenses and the deductions go on a year, right? One of you guys should quit your job, right? And manage the properties full time, right? So that's a big deal when an investor, right? Investor, not investing. Now, the Internal Revenue Code and how the Revenue Service, look at you, right? How they treat you when it comes time to do your taxes. Accredited investor. To become accredited, certain criteria must be met, such as having an average yearly income over $200,000. If you, with your spouse or domestic partner, y'all need to have $300,000, right? Verifiable income. So you can be called an accredited investor, so that there's certain opportunities that only available to accredited investors because they're so risky. You might lose all your money. So you need to have enough earnings coming in, which that's a very few people who can be accredited when we look at earnings, right? $300,000 in income. Where did that put you? In the upper 1% of earners, right? Yeah. Upper 1% of earners. So let's look at, since we want to be an investor, right? And we want to be not only accredited, but we want to go where we can make money. Let's look at real estate returns, right? A real property, it's a real estate returns, right? If you were to take the average property value appreciated from the last 10 years of 6.49% instead of the 20-year average, then the annual return on investment actually increases to 15.8% per year. As you see, rental properties have been a terrific asset class in the past, right? That's not predicted of the future, but there's a lot more to real estate than the returns, right? And just the offset of taxes that you can get, right? Incredible. So we're going to come back and talk about that. So let's look at, this is a class, right? The stock market. average yearly return for the last 10 years. The historical average yearly return of the S&P 500 is 12.173% over the last 10 years as of the end of April 2023. So it's 12% return, right? Look at your portfolio. See you're in, it probably consists of your 401k. See if you're getting that type of return in your portfolio, right? If not, somebody's in the cookie jar. Somebody got their hand in the cookie jar. This assumes dividends are reinvested, right? Which most of us are doing in that 401k. Adjusted for inflation, the 10-year average stock market return, including dividend, is 9.245%, right? So we're at 9%. So let's just use 10%. So let's say 9%. So 4.5% is dividend, 4.5% is market growth, right? Give you an average of 9+% return annually, right? In the stock market. Good place to have your money, right? Average mutual fund return. Investors earn an average of 4.67% on mutual funds over the last 20 years. This is 3.52% less than the average S&P 500 index return. Mutual funds, should you have your money in there or should you get in that S&P 500 index, right? Because to be in a mutual fund, on average, is it worth giving 3.5% of your gains away to have that actively managed? Don't think so. Somebody got their hand in the cookie jar. Okay. So here's a rule of money. This is the basic rule everybody use, right? The rule of 72. What is it and how to use it, right? The rule of 72 is derived from a more complex calculation, and it is an approximation, and therefore it isn't perfectly accurate, right? The most accurate results from the rule of 72 are based at the 8% interest rate, right? So once you go lower than 8% or higher, you lose some accuracy in predicting how much money you're going to have using this calculation, right? All right. So, and the farther from 8% you go in either direction, the less precise the results will be, right? So, these interruptions stopping. So, the less precise it will be from 8%, right? Still, this handy formula can help you get a better grasp of how much your money may grow, assuming a specific rate of return, right? So the rule of 72, right? Wonderful. So how does it work? I'm gonna get my trusty calculator here, and let's look at 8%. So 8%, let's use a compound interest calculator. I'm not doing any interest, right? I'm doing $1,000 a month. Me and my spouse, 500 from her, 500 from me. That's $1,000 a month. I have a period of 320 months, 30 years, an interest rate of 8%. And I calculate that, that's $1.1 million. After working, saving our money, educating our children, putting our money in the market, put in the S&P 500 index fund, because we don't want to get, we don't want to feed those money managers, right? in just over 30 years, we can retire in dignity, right? And if we want more, we just save more, right? And so in later years, that's just $1,000 a month over that period of time. So in later years, once we then got the house paid for, once we educated the children, we can go ahead and start dumping some money in there, right? End up with several $1 million, right? And we're young, 60, 65, right? Been eating apple a day, walking around the block, boom, something is happening, right? We're healthy, we got money, we can live our life. I'm telling you, it takes time to build wealth, right? So if the best thing to be is an investor, because as an investor, the government is going to subsidize your activity when you're investing in real estate, providing houses for people, when you're investing in a business, right? When you invest in the stock market, there's certain sectors, energy, agriculture, that you can invest, and you can get subsidized for that investment, for hiring someone to invest for you. All those fees and expenses, you get the write off, right? They don't do that for investing in Tesla and Amazon and all those other type of companies, specific sectors, right? So let's just look at this again. Let's go back over to the performance, right? All right. So real estate, right? You're going to have to spend 750 hours managing your portfolio. That's about 15 hours a week. And it must be your primary occupations, meaning that over 50% of your income must come from that. So let's say 51%, right? So make it 60% so you won't get in trouble with the IRS. So you have 40% from your YouTube channel, right? Okay. Accredited investor. You need to, if you want to be an accredited investor and take advantage of some accredited investment opportunities, you need to have some money, right, coming in the house. $200,000 for a single guy, $300,000 for a family. Okay. All right. Now we're gonna get specific. We're gonna start putting our money in real estate, right? So when you take all the, so if we take the average property value appreciation, last 10 years, we had about 6.5%, and instead of the average 20 years, then the annual, that's the average 20 years. But if we look at the last 10 years, it's 15.8% return, right? So that's your gross return. So understand, you have expenses, your property management, because everybody, I don't want to deal with toilets and tenants and things of that nature, right? So you got a property manager, right? So that may take off 5%. Okay. So now your net return on that is 10%. Then when you look at the deductions, the shadow or the phantom deduction, depreciation that you get from real estate, right? Cost segregation of that real estate. And wow, now we can begin to reduce our income, save on our taxes, on our incomes from our jobs and for other sources, right? So this real estate is more powerful than just the naked eye, what you see, the gross return, right? Amount of expenses, that's an expense, right? Then you have all this depreciation, cost segregation that's going on. Bam, you got a lot of stuff going on with that. Now, the stock market, let's find 12%, let's say, in a 10-year period on that, right? So the problem with that is that you can't invest in the stock market by yourself. You need an intermediary. You need a brokerage house, right? So, well, yeah, I go on this website and I invest. They're taking a fee, right? So a lot of times you don't get all of that 12%, right? Because they trying to take as much as they can, anywhere from 3 to 4+% they trying to grab off of there. So now if you're investing in stocks that don't get subsidized by the government, agriculture, clean energy, those type of tax-free bonds and stuff like that, now all you're doing is creating more taxes for yourself, right? So you want to be very smart about this. This is why you want to set up a company. You can invest through your company. These strategies we offer to you at joshuapondexter.com, right? Holler at your boy, right? Mutual funds, 4.6% return, right? In the last 20 years. You cannot, they're making, and then that's less than 3.5% of the S&P 500. So they are making as much money as you are in these mutual funds, right? That's criminal. I can see 1%, but this is where that 3.5% is going. Mutual fund costs, actively managed funds with trading with the active manager. You want 3.5%? Okay, I don't think so. So that's why I brought out the rule of 72. Rule of 72, take 72 and divide it, and take 72, divide the interest rate that you're getting, right? And it tell you how often your money doubles, right? So we said we like the magic number of 8, right? 72 divided by 8. Every 9 years, your money is double, right? So if you put in 100,000, 9 years later, you got 200,000. Another 9, you got 400,000. See that money doubling? That's how the money double, right? On the positive fact. But the most important reason that I brought out this rule of 72 is for you to understand that it works in the opposite also, right? So if you have 4 to 6% of fees in whatever product, whatever investment that you put your money in, somebody is making more money than you, right? The rule of 72 works in the positive and it works in the negative. So when you put your money in mutual funds and things of that nature, the rule of 72 is not working in your favor because of all these fees, right? Same way with the 401k, right? It's latent with fees, right? But there's strategies to reduce those fees in your 401k. Holler at your boy, joshuapondexter.com, and we're going to show you how to get this done, how to get as much, because America is growing, right? I'm 61 years old, and I remember walking, riding a bicycle, driving luxury cars, right? That is growth in America, right? Personal growth. America growth, America is growing. What will America grow to be in the next 20 years? Are you going to take advantage of that growth? Yes, it's going to continue to grow, right? Don't get alarmed. America is going to continue to grow. That's what she does. She grows, right? So the conclusion, my people, please be very careful when you're investing. Be an investor, not investing, right? You want to be an investor because the government subsidizes investors, right? Real estate investor, investing in certain stocks, investing in your business, right? So those are the 3 pillars. You need to have a business. You need to have some real estate in your portfolio. You need to have the right type of stock in your portfolio. And so you can create a tax-free life, right? There's nothing wrong with paying taxes. We pay our fair share, right? But overpaying in taxes is a problem. It's robbing you of your wealth, right? So if you're making $100,000 a year and you put 2 of these people together, you got a serious tax problem, right? That's why your credit card debt's so high, okay? Because you're trying to make up that shortfall for the taxes. You bought everything on the gross, right? So hey, listen, YouTube, holla at your boy, JoshuaPondexter.com. Hit that like, that subscribe, that comment, notification when we upload videos, right? So we're trying to put some fat on your head, as they would say, right? That's all we're about. Education, thinking, changing the paradigm, right? Shifting the paradigm, getting you out of the status quo, and how to retire in dignity. 25, 30 years. We have no get rich schemes for you. We ain't on that platform, right? And let me show you how to make $100,000 a month, right? No. Come on now, look at the data, look at the statistic. Most people don't do that, right? That's a whole bunch of work. Most of us are lazy. I'm not that ambitious anymore, right? So please observe what you're doing, watch those fees, whatever you are investing in. You want to be codified by the Internal Revenue Service as an investor, as a professional investor, right? So that you can get these subsidies that they're giving out. And that means you can get tax breaks, right? So if you make $100,000 a year, you're earning that. Uncle Sam looking for 30 grand. That's $30,000 that you can keep and then expand your business, your real estate portfolio, your life, right? You keep doing that 10, 15, 20 years, you look up and you go like, I don't really have to work if I don't want to, right? Yeah, but why stop working? You still got more to contribute. You still got more to give. You still got more to share, right? So you just started. I'm at 61. I'm just started, right? You could be on this stick to 80, giving and sharing and contributing and learning, right? I'm not trying to pull up and go lay on the island. You get bored, right? So, hey, listen, JoshuaPondexter.com. You can avail yourself of a 50-minute consultation in areas of retirement planning, estate planning, business planning, tax strategies. We help you go from concept to startup to funding in your business. Full service consulting organization here. All right, Stone Consultant. JoshuaPondexter.com, on all social media platforms, here on YouTube. Please, trying to grow this channel, trying to expose this information. We're going to still keep making more and more better content for you. There we go. All right, so we're going to end there. We don't want to be too long. I think that's enough for you today. Peace, love, and soul. Bye for now.